Hello?
Hi.
Hi, Mohammed. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. This is Sasha. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. It's early morning here. What is the time there?
It's 11:30 in India.
11:30 a.m. Yeah, here it's 8 a.m. Yeah.
Okay, so you
Okay,
are
so
in
Europe, Serbia.
Serbia, okay?
Yeah. Okay, so Mohammed, since this is our first lesson, let's start
Yes.
with a bit of a self-introduction. Can you tell me something more about yourself?
Yes, my name is Mohammed Farooq, and I have done masters in computer science. Like I'm a IT expert, and I have a digital marketing agency which is also running in Delhi and for the US and Canada customers for the 10 years.
Nice.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm also public speaker, and I do practices. I want to improve my English. English is my passion, and I'm just trying to follow my passion. So
Okay, so are you improving English for work or is it just like something for you for fun?
I'm just trying to improve because I'm trying to be a member of Toastmaster. It's an international platform. I would like to go there. And before going there, I'm just improving my English language as much as I could.
Excellent. Okay, so what do you think is the most difficult part in English for you so far?
The most difficult part for me is just pronunciation and the accent as a native speaker pronounce the words. Otherwise, I have so many words I can speak. I have a great fluency as well as per my consideration. But I would like to just improve my intonation or rhythm of speech or
Hmm.
modulation in talking. This is a
Hmm.
difficult part, and I'm trying to improve the skills in this aspect.
Okay, well, I have to say, to be totally honest, your Indian accent is not that strong. So,
Mhm.
however you've been practicing, you've been doing a good job. I can hear a hint of the Indian accent, but generally you do not sound Indian that much. So, I guess that you have already been on a good path of fixing
Yes,
that. That's
right.
awesome. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So what about some of your hobbies? Like, what do you like to do in your free time? What do
In
you
free
like to do for
time,
fun?
I watch Hollywood movies, and I'm fond of watching movies and web series, and especially I watch Hollywood web series. And currently, I'm just watching The Lord of the Ring on Amazon Prime. So I have watched Vikings. I have watched Game of Thrones. So there are several web series which I have watched in previous time. This is a kind of a hobby which I like most. I learn a lot, the way they talk, and I learn the stories. I learn the culture. I learn. I'm a fond of watching those movies which are related to the kings and queens era and the horses and the king's orders, and they decree. So these all I watch, and I'm fond of watching these kind of movies and web series.
Okay. So tell me, for example, have you watched the Lord of the Rings movies before watching the series?
Yes, I have watched a very long time ago. I don't remember. I believe it was in 2005 or 2010. It was released. So I have watched
Hmm.
those movies at that time, and it's been almost more than 10 years. But I remember some of the stories, some of the part of the fraction part of those movies. So
How do you feel about the web series? But don't tell me anything. I still haven't watched it. I'm waiting for all of the episodes to come out
see,
because I
to,
cannot do this like every week an episode. I can't handle that. I need one day, 10 episodes. That's my
yes.
deal. Yeah.
To be honest with you, it's kind of a boring. It's the story goes very slow, and sometimes they put something that interacts or attract to the audience. But the movie which we watched in the Lord of the Ring is not such kind of presentation illustrated in this web series. So you can say it's kind of a boring little bit, but if you're fond of staking and watching what's going to happen next, so you can just watch it. Otherwise, if you want to be entertained a lot, so basically there's a no such kind of entertainment in this movie in web series. But yes, if you have a free time, I could suggest this is the best series web series for now. You can watch it.
Have
Otherwise,
you watched The House of the Dragon?
no.
Okay, maybe you should. I mean, I don't know. To be honest, I haven't watched either. I am a big, big, big fan of the Lord of the Rings. So
Okay.
I watch Lord of the Rings 10 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
Like there, that's my like favorite fit. Like I even have a tattoo of
Oh
the
my God.
ring, yeah, here. So it's like it's an obsession. And to be honest, I'm worried about the TV show because I'm getting a lot of different comments from people. You know,
Mhm.
some people are saying that it's really good, some people are saying that it's awful, and it's very difficult to avoid spoilers
Yes.
online because everybody's talking about it, and I don't want to read anything before I watch it. So I'm not expecting to be super entertained,
Mm-hmm.
but I do hope that they don't ruin the story because I don't know. It would be really sad. I really have high expectations, you know, because The Hobbit was really awful
Yes.
compared to the Lord of the Rings movie.
Yes.
So I'm really hoping that the TV series is not going to be that bad. And The House of the Dragon, I haven't watched it, but I have heard from some people who have watched it
Mhm.
that it's almost as good as the Game of Thrones show. So if you liked the Game of Thrones, maybe you can give the House of a
I
Dragon.
love Game of Thrones. I learned
Mhm,
how the politics they play. How
mhm,
for the throne, you can kill somebody, you can plot, and you can do the conspiracy. To
mhm,
snatch
mhm,
somebody's
mhm.
throne. So I like it, and I love Game of Thrones.
Okay, you mentioned that you watch Hollywood movies. I mean, I don't know so much about Indian cinematography, but do you guys in India have any kind of stories that have like similar stories or like similar plots and stuff like that?
See, to be honest, I don't. I'm not fond of watching Bollywood movies because this time the Bollywood movies are, you can say, they are copying South Indian movies. South Indian movies, there's in India there are several productions. One is the Bollywood, second is Tollywood, produced from the South India part.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So their movies are quite, you can say, it's full of entertainment, it's full of action, full of adventures. But the Bollywood movie, especially, they are good for copying the Hollywood and they are good for copying the South Indian movies. Okay.
mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm,
have never found such kind of movies the Bollywood has produced, which is similar to the Hollywood and the South Indian
mm-hmm.
movies. Because the South Indian movies and the Hollywood movies, their productions and the movies are, mind blowing, you can say.
High quality.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
high quality movies and full of entertainment and full of actions, which Indian people wants to see the actions movies, which the Bollywood movies are not fulfilling those wishes for the Indian people and not satisfactory to the level of the Indian demands. And so basically, I have so many friends in my circle. They especially try to watch movies which are Hollywood and South Indian, not the Bollywood. The craze of the Bollywood has
Okay.
been diminished.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But I thought that like Bollywood movies, every time when I read about it online, it says that they are like the most grossing and the highest level of
Yeah,
entertainment, even
that's
a little
that's
more than
that's the
Hollywood.
movie I talk about. That is the South Indian movies like
Mm-hmm,
Bahubali
mm-hmm,
movies and Pushpa.
mm-hmm,
These two movies are high grossing. There's an actor Amir Khan whose movie was Dangal. Dangal means fighting. It was
mm-hmm,
more than 2,000 crores, in Indian rupees.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm,
it
mm-hmm.
was it broke all the levels of it broke all the records of previous Bollywood records.
Okay, and when you say that they copy the Hollywood movies, do you mean that they copy them in the sense of trying to make the same kind of productions?
They copy everything, and especially each and every sentences they copy, but their copying is not they cannot do the same copies or same the feelings or emotions with the actors and actresses speak
Mm-hmm,
dialogues. I have compared. I've been watching movies since last 15 years, and I'm kind of an observer. Even seeing the
mm-hmm,
pictures
mm-hmm.
or they're talking, I can observe that what kind of movie it could be. So I have observed. I compared between Bollywood and Hollywood. I found Hollywood is the most extraordinary compared to the Bollywood, and Bollywood is not going as space as South Indian movies because South Indian movies
Mm-hmm.
are mind blowing. Their stories, their content are great content, we can say, and full of entertainment and full of actions.
To be honest, in my country, for example, whenever I try to compare the movies from my country to Hollywood or any other type, it's incomparable. Like our cinematography is so poor. I mean, even if we do have some like up and coming actors that could maybe make a difference, we don't really have the production or the skill to make something, that's worth watching. So
Yes.
the last time that I even watched a movie from my country was like 10 years ago, at
Oh.
least 10 years ago. During the 90s and the 2000s, because for example, my country, Serbia, we are famous when it comes to cinematography for two things.
Hmm.
The first thing is making comedies, like Serbian funny movies are hilarious.
Okay.
The second thing is making sad movies.
Oh.
So, especially during the 90s, Serbia was bombed and we had a lot of wars. So, during the 90s, a lot of movies came out with this sad, tragic life story of each person who had to go through the
Yes.
bombing. So, Serbia is literally famous in Europe for sad movies or funny movies. And
Okay.
now, of course, in 2022, they are trying to make criminal action movies with explosions and car drives and
Hmm.
stuff like that. And I mean, it's ridiculous. Like we don't have the budget for it, we don't have the actors for it, and we don't have even the locations for it. I mean, Serbia is really not an area where you can film these like
Yes.
action sequences, but they're trying to do it. And I think that just like you say, it diminishes the whole
Yes.
idea of cinematography because at least before we could make people laugh or cry, now we just make people cringe.
Hmm.
And it's really awful. Like the kids, maybe they get excited by these stories and stuff, but adults are just like,
Yes.
no, it's depressing. Yeah.
Recently I have watched one movie that was Jurassic Park, The World
Mhm.
Dominion, something it was the title of that movie.
The newest one.
The
Yeah.
newest one, yes, which was released in 2021. And yes, it's a mind-blowing movie. I have just watched 2 days ago. What a kind of content they create. I don't know how they get the ideas, how they produce, and the animation they use. It's, you know, super, super ordinary, extraordinary, you
Mhm.
can say. So
Mhm, mhm,
they are
mhm.
very nice in the terms of IT and animation, or VFX. These kind of technologies they have adopted to produce such kind of content that people all over the world like their movies. And I have never seen such movies that comes from Bollywood that goes to the Oscars award all
Mhm,
the time.
mhm.
The US people win, the US movies are listed in the list of the Oscars movies. So I love a lot
Yeah.
Bollywood movies.
But the thing that I kind of dislike with what's happening in the US right now is that I feel that they're taking a lot of these franchises that people have forgotten about and they're reviving them. I don't like that. So Jurassic Park was popular in the 90s and they started making new Jurassic Park movies. And I feel like they're kind of losing inspiration and making something new. Because, like, if you notice, they're starting to make so many remakes. Like the Ghostbusters from the 70s have
Yes.
been remade. Even horror movies, they made a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They
Yeah.
made a new Halloween movie. They're making the Lord of the Rings TV series. Now they're making the House of the Dragon because of the Game of Thrones. It's like now they have the new Harry Potter. I just feel like I don't feel like
No,
they're making anything new
they they
anymore. They're
they,
just
they
kind of
are
recycling.
they are going with the along with the generations. Let's suppose the people who watched 1970s movie, they have grown old. Now we have a new generation. What was the those movies at the time? They want to show once again with the new technology, with the new VFX, and
But they don't. They just they make a new movie that continues the story from the 90s or 70s. And now if a kid that's born in 2005 is watching the movie, he has no idea what happened in Jurassic Park 1994.
yes,
He has no idea what happened with Michael Myers in 1978.
right.
So I feel like if you're going to make a remake, make it from zero. Start from zero. Tell a new story, like introduce a new story. Don't remake the old one. People, when they watch the Ghostbusters, the new ones, they have no idea what the Ghostbusters are about. Like
Right.
no kid, like
Okay,
even for me, I was born.
Sasha, we are running out of
Oh yes,
time. Yeah,
time.
okay. So I
Yes,
need
yes.
feedback about myself.
Perfect. You did a wonderful job. Your grammar is exquisite. Your vocabulary is a high level. Keep learning new words, though. Definitely, when it comes to pronunciation, keep working on your accent, but you're doing a great job and just keep up the good work. The more
Thank
you
you.
practice, the better.